my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brookelynne, and I have currently been trying to vlog every day and get a video up every day for you guys. And I've already missed one day this week, which is not the greatest, but you know what? I didn't want to miss today. I did vlog like 5 minutes worth of footage yesterday. However, it was while I was having an allergic reaction. And then I took Benadryl and I like watched the footage back, and I make absolutely no sense because I'm so tired from the Benadryl, as well as just like, you know, having an allergic reaction. So I was like, well, that's not really footage that I think I need to share with you guys. So instead, we're gonna do this. So if you're new here, you may not know, but I used to work at Disney World twice. I've done 2 of the Disney College programs, which are essentially paid internships at Disney. I have an annual pass, but because of that, I know a lot about the parks, and I have filmed 3 other videos rating all of the rides in Disney World. I have done Magic Kingdom, then I did Animal Kingdom, and the last one I did, I believe, was Hollywood Studios. So today we're gonna do the final one, which is rating every ride in Epcot. Now, Epcot is not really a park that I would say is known for its rides. It's more known for its food and drinks and the festivals that they host year-round. Epcot's probably my least favorite park, just because I am more of like a ride person. I love thrilling rides. And recently, Epcot has gotten a little better. They recently opened Guardians of the Galaxy a year or so ago, maybe even 2 years at this point, but I really love that ride. It doesn't have a standby line though, so you have to get in a virtual queue in order to ride it, so that's kind of a bummer. If you're just going for like, you know, a couple hours, it doesn't really make sense to try to get in the virtual queue. But nonetheless, there are some really interesting rides here, so let's get started. Because there are not that many rides at Epcot, specifically in the World Showcase, I decided that we would start there to, like, you know, change things up. So we're gonna start over in the Paris Pavilion, which is, or sorry, the France Pavilion, which is obviously modeled after Paris, France. Here there is one ride, and it is Ratatouille. I think it's called Ratatouille's Adventure, or Ratatouille Adventure, or just Ratatouille. I don't know, the Ratatouille ride. This ride is a trackless ride, so you're not actually on a track. It uses like magnets and everything to move your car around. It is a 4D experience, and you essentially are getting taken into the movie of Ratatouille. Well, not the movie specifically, more Remy's kitchen. So you get to go through, there's a lot of screens, so if you're not really that into screen type rides, it might not be your forte, but there are a lot of like twists and turns, few jump scares that are quite fun, and it's really fun for the little kids. Now, because this is one of the newer rides in Epcot, it does have a very high wait time. Usually it's gonna be at least 45 minutes, which if you're thinking, oh, that's not that bad, I mean, that's like the minimum wait time that I've personally seen for them on like a regular day. Some like really, really slow days, it'll be down to like 30, but usually it's at least 45, most of the time above an hour. However, this ride did recently get a single rider line, which I also checked out in my previous video when I went to the Festival of the Arts, and I got on the ride in like 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes, which was insane. The one downfall of single rider is you don't get to pick who you are sitting with, and you're going to get thrown into a group of strangers that you don't know. So if that makes you uncomfy, it might not be the route that you want to go. But I do really enjoy this ride. My mom loves this ride. My whole family loves this ride. It's super cute, super fun, nothing like crazy thrilling, but a great family ride. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Now, the next ride in the World Showcase that we're going to talk about is going to be in the Norway Pavilion, which, does anyone know what princesses or maybe even a queen that are from Norway? Give you a second. It's Anna and Elsa, obviously from Frozen. So their ride is called Frozen Ever After, and it is what it sounds like. You go into the story of Frozen, and the whole storyline is you get to go up to the castle that Elsa like made with her ice powers. This ride does have a backwards kind of drop element, so if that makes you uncomfy, it might not be the best for you. It is a very, very, very sought after attraction, because obviously it's one of the only attractions in all of Disney World really that is centered on a princess, or a pair of princesses, and kids love this ride. If you have a little one who doesn't like the dark or is a little scared of that backward motion, that might not be the best for them or for you. But I personally really enjoy it. It's really fun. The queue is amazing, very interactive. well, not interactive, very cute and like very on theme. You really feel like you're in Arendelle. You are in a log style ride, and it is on a track, and it is a water log style ride, so there will be water. There are some points where you may get like a little spritz of water on you, but you're never going to be like drenched. You don't have to worry about that on the cold days. But it is really refreshing on the really warm days. Seeing as there are so few rides in Epcot, however, this one also does get a pretty long wait. I mean, when I was there last weekend, the line literally went so far that it exited the Norway Pavilion, which is just insane. It's definitely not worth that long of a wait. I personally like to go on this ride right before fireworks because I found that it'll be posted at a 50 or so minute wait, but it will only actually be like a 10, 15. So that's really when I recommend riding it. But just because of the really long wait, I don't think the wait's worth it. So unless you can get a lightning lane or just get it at a really good time, you're going to be a little underwhelmed. It's great though if you have a little princess who loves Anna and Elsa, they will be thrilled. So just because of the family element, how like awesome it is to have like an actual ride that's about a princess, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. The final ride that is in the World Showcase part of Epcot is going to be Grand Fiesta Tour with the Three Caballeros. Now this is a kind of boat ride similar to how I would say it's similar to Small World in that it's a boat in the water. It does have a few animatronics, mostly it's screens that you're slowly passing by, but essentially the Three Caballeros are in Mexico and they have lost their third companion, which is Donald Duck. They cannot find him. They need him for the grand celebration that evening to help play, and he is nowhere to be found. So you are essentially taking a trip through Mexico trying to find Donald Duck. It's super cute. It's not a very well-known ride. It never has a long wait. This is one of those that's always 5 or 10 minutes. If you see it anything above 20, wait 5 minutes and come back. It'll be back down. This ride is currently under refurbishment though until the middle of March, so you cannot ride it currently, but it will be back open soon, hopefully. I really love this ride. When it's open, I try to ride it every single time I go just because it's a nice, chill, relaxing one. For this one, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 just because it is really nice, really fun, but there is like something that's kind of like lackluster about it. No shocker there are no more rides in the World Showcase part of Epcot, which is like the biggest part of Epcot. The World Showcase mainly focuses on the pavilions, the food, the culture, and like different souvenirs you can buy from them, and a lot of them have like different attractions in them, but they don't actually have rides. So that's why there's only 3 rides that I'm talking about in the World Showcase. So leaving World Showcase, we're going to enter what I think is considered World Celebration. If you didn't know, Epcot's kind of like, doesn't really have lands like most of the other parks do. It more or less just has like areas. So there's the World Showcase, World Celebration, World Nature, and World Discovery. I have it on my phone right now. That's what I'm looking at. World Celebration, there's only 1 ride, and that's kind of like the main ride that you think of when you think of Epcot. And that's going to be Spaceship Earth. Now, if you didn't know, Spaceship Earth is in the big, looks like a golf ball. In the front of Epcot is the icon of Epcot. What people know Epcot for is the huge, giant golf ball. And this ride actually takes place inside of that. And it's super fun. At one point, you do get to kind of like see like the inside of the canopy and everything. It's super fun. And this ride is a slow-moving, dark ride that takes you through the rise of man, essentially. It starts with the cavemen, and early civilization, or the lack thereof, and then starts talking about how new things are invented and how we progressed from cavemen writing on walls to the Egyptians creating papyrus, to the Romans and math, all the way up. And it keeps going. It talks about newspaper making, talks about the printing press, it talks about creating computers, going to space for the first time, and it talks about some other things as well. But it's super interesting if you are like someone who likes academics or is like interested in like more scholastic things rather than entertainment purposes. I personally love this ride. There is one part of it though that it stinks a little bit. It's when they're like burning down the library and it just stinks. Smells like bad beef jerky. Yeah. But anyway, other than that, it's really fun. I really enjoy it. This one does stop a lot because it's a slow moving dark ride. They can kind of stop it to let people on who may need help transferring and stuff like that. So you will be stopped more than likely while you're riding it. I think I've only had one time where I wasn't stopped while riding it. But another really cool fun fact about this ride is there is a screen in your ride vehicle that at the very beginning, it takes your picture, you select your language, and it kind of talks to you and walks you through it. And then at the very end, while you're going back to current time, you get to answer some survey questions and essentially create what your life would be like in the future. And they show you like a little video with your face on the little characters that they have going throughout your day in this new improved society. So it's a really fun interactive touch that I personally love. I try to pick a different path every single time so I can watch all of them. But yeah, it's really cute and really fun. Definitely recommend it. And because it's so iconic and it usually doesn't have a long wait, I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. Leaving World Discovery, we are now going to head over to World Nature. Now, World Nature, let me count really quickly, has 1, 2, 3, 4 rides. 4 rides. So we're going to start with the one that's closest to the entrance, which is Finding Nemo, the Great Blue and Beyond, I think is what it's called. But this one is another slow-moving dark ride. You're essentially going through this. It's after the story of Nemo, or Finding Nemo, and Marlin has again lost Nemo and he's trying to find him, but you find out later as you're going through it that Nemo is actually hiding from him. And so you're just kind of watching these little scenes go by. It's really cute. And you see all of your friends. There's the song, the Big Blue World, which is from Finding Nemo, the musical that they do over at Animal Kingdom. Yeah, it's super cute. The ride actually exits into an aquarium. So it's really fun. After you get the ride, you can kind of relax in the aquarium and see all the awesome different little fish there are. But yeah, it's a super cute, basic, slow-moving dark ride based on a movie. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 just because I kind of ride it to get to the aquarium. I don't really enjoy the actual ride that much. Now, heading out of the aquarium, we're going to go over to the Land Pavilion. Now, in the Land Pavilion, there are 2 separate rides. There's also another attraction, but it's not a ride, so that's why I'm not mentioning it in this video. But the first one we're going to talk about is Living with the Land. Living with the Land is a slow-moving boat ride where you first are taken through a few different ecosystems and biomes that we have here in the United States. And the audio tells you how we live off of this land, what this land provides us and what we provide the land to help keep the balance. Then we go into a greenhouse that they have there at Epcot, where they are using a bunch of different new scientific inventions and discoveries to kind of expedite and further enhance the growing of different foods like vegetables, fruits, as well as fish. So that's an interesting one. But it's super fun. It's gorgeous. They change it with the seasons. This is one that will never be the same because it's literally growing and changing every single day. I ride it every time I go. It's super relaxing. It's so tranquil, guys. And there's also a way that you can do a backstage tour of it, which I have not done yet, but I will eventually. So it's super fun and relaxing. I give it a 9 out of 10. I give it a 9 out of 10. You can say what you want about Living with the Land, but I give it a 9 out of 10. All right, now the second ride that is in the Land Pavilion is going to be Soarin'. I think it's Soarin' Around the World. This is a ride where essentially you are sitting in this little seat and it lifts off the ground. So if you're not good with heights, this is not one for you, but you lift off the ground and you are going soaring or flying around the world. You see a lot of really cool sights such as Paris. You see Niagara Falls or Victoria Falls. I'm not sure which one it is. You see some hot air balloons. You see polar bears in the Arctic. You see this really pretty island. I don't know where it's supposed to be, but it's a really pretty island. As you go through these different places, they also use smell-o-vision, so you can also smell the cool environments. It's super fun, super cool, and you end up, your final destination is Epcot in Disney World. This is a very nostalgic ride. Everyone knows this ride. They, for a little bit, changed it to be Soarin' over California during the Flower and Garden Festival last year, so I got to ride that version of it, which is what they have in California, and I loved it. It was amazing. I would have loved that version better than the one we have here in Epcot, except for the transitions for that one were very like the ones here, they have cool, a kite comes up like this, and then when it's gone, you're in a whole new scene. Like, it had very good transitions. But the Soaring Over California was kind of just like, boop, boop, like it like cut. It didn't have any blending or like anything like that. But anyway, I love Soaring Around the World, or Soaring Over the World, whatever it's called. I love it. I'm gonna give it an 9 out of 10. Almost through with this. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the last 2 rides that there are here in Epcot. Now, this one that I'm gonna talk about, it is in World Discovery, both of them are. And this ride and I have a very difficult past. This is the only ride I have ever ridden at Disney World that has made me sick. I did not get sick, but I thought I was going to. I got a headache. I felt queasy. It was horrible. And that, my friends, is Mission Space Orange. Now, if you didn't know, Mission Space has 2 different like experiences. One of them is Mission Space Green, which is really chill. It's not as intense. It doesn't have the G-forces, all of that, and it's a shorter experience. Now, Mission Space Orange, that feels like you're going into outer space. You see that, you feel the G-forces, and it's just so much more of an intense experience. And you're in this, for both of them, you're in this enclosed space, and it's like you're flying a rocket. You're going into a simulator to fly a rocket into space. And the green one is very chill, very like, you know, oh, we'll do it for you. This is so fun. But Orange is so intense, and me and my mom rode that, and I was like, I will never again ride that ride. And then I ended up riding the green version, and I was like, wow, this version's boring. So just because there's no happy medium, it's either extremely boring or so insanely intense that you're going to vomit your guts out, I have to give this one a 4 out of 10. And here we are, we're on the very last ride of this little rating all the rides in Epcot. The last one that we're going to talk about is my personal favorite. Oh, wait, no, I forgot one. I forgot Figment. I know, buddy, it's crazy. My cat is out at me. I cannot believe I forgot Figment. Okay, we're going to talk about Figment for a minute because I love Figment. Journey into Imagination with Figment is the next ride we're going to talk about, and then we'll talk about the last one. But Journey into Imagination with Figment is yet another slow-moving dark ride. This one, you are going into the Imagination Pavilion, and they are having an open house. And Dr. Nigel Channing is supposed to be taking you on this open house tour, where you can see a bunch of fun, imaginative, scientific discoveries and inventions. There are a bunch of different labs that you're going into. There's so there's like a lab for each sense. So there's taste, touch, smell, sight, and hearing, right? So you start off this open house, and Dr. Nigel Channing comes on the screen, like invites you in, welcomes you, and then another guest arrives, and that is the figment of your imagination, which is like a little dragon thing. He's super cute, but he kind of starts meddling with the tour, and then at one point he takes over and takes you to his open house, and it's a whole thing. It's so fun, so cute. A lot of people were kind of creeped out by him. I love it. It's so funny, so cute. I hope they never get rid of it. It's really fun. The color scheme is amazing, and this is, however, one that does stop a lot. I was on it a few weeks ago, and it fully stopped for like 5-10 minutes while we were on it. We were all just like, okay, when's it gonna start up again? But this one also does not have a long wait time. Usual wait time is 5 minutes. Even when it says 20 minutes, it's not actually 20 minutes, it's like 10. So I have to give this one a 10 out of 10. I love Figment, I just do, sorry. And because I like the character, not even like the ride experience, just the character and like the whole thing. I love it, 10 out of 10. Okay, now we are on to the last ride. I hope I've not forgotten any. If I had, I'm so sorry to whatever ride I have forsaken and not mentioned. But the last ride I'm gonna talk about today is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Now this is the newest ride at Epcot, and it is indeed the greatest, the best ride at Epcot. If I could give this a 50 out of 10, I would. This is a ride where you essentially, you have to get a virtual queue for it. So when you get the virtual queue or your lightning lane, you go in and you are taken through this little museum almost of the Guardians of the Galaxies. And then you go into this little room and you are greeted by Terry Crews, but what's his character's name? I can't remember his character's name. You're greeted by residents from Xandar, which is a planet, and they are inviting you up to their ship to explore it. And they're able to do this because they're actually thousands of light years away. They're able to do this because they have energy from a cosmic generator. Now, you guys are teleported up to the ship, and lo and behold, someone has stolen the cosmic generator. So we are supposed to abandon ship, but guess what? The Guardians of the Galaxy call in, and they need our help because they're not going to get there in time. So we have to follow this crazy guy through a time jump to try to get the cosmic generator back. So you exit that room, and then you go into another one, and you are sorted into your ride vehicles, and you are taken on the thrill of your life. This ride goes backwards, it spins, so not only does it's like this ride vehicle, and this ride vehicle, and they're all attached obviously, but not only does it go around like this, the literal individual ride vehicles move around. I can't remember what it's called. I'll put it right here if I remember. But yeah, it's I can't even express to you how amazing this is, as well as there are 6 different soundtracks for the actual ride portion of this experience. And each time it's random, you do not know what song you're going to get. So a lot of people have made it their mission to get all of the songs. I still have not gotten all the songs. However, my favorite songs that I've gotten are Iran and Conga. Those ones are really fun to get on there. I've gotten September, and I didn't really enjoy it that much. I was just expecting a little more. Like I said, for this one, hands down, 50 million out of 10, the best ride at Disney besides Tower of Terror, I think. So yeah, guys, that was me rating all of the rides in Epcot. I hope you enjoyed. If you're not already, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you know all the content that will be coming soon. My goal for February, if you didn't know, is to hit 4,000 subscribers, because my goal for the summer is to hit 5,000. So I'm trying to slowly build up, We're only a few away, so I hope you will join this little group, this little family, and subscribe, as well as let me know, what do you think is the best ride at Epcot? Thank y'all so much, and I will catch y'all in the next one.